пусть executive. Boris Vayner. Let's start with the minutes of the last meeting.
Okay, board of directors
Please
meeting.
speak up.
No, do we have a, is no mic. Is it working?
Just one second.
Okay, come on. Thank you. So who didn't show up, the president of our board? Is he
Running late.
So we haven't had a meeting but once all year, and he's running late to our meeting.
It's my voice doesn't.
This is our president. He wasn't important enough.
This is a unit on who's just been late anywhere.
No, let's just wait. Yeah, we will.
This thing that doesn't produce the exact intent.
Yeah. I agree.
We used to use it. Only in this room. When it's big, we have to. On the garden,
While they're doing this, I'd like to say something as a unit owner. We're supposed to have 4 meetings a year. That's according to our bylaws. I had to go and write a letter to the lawyer in order to initiate even a second meeting this year. The president is late. They don't have a mic. If they can't put together a meeting, how are they running our building?
So here's the gist. Okay, let me just start. Okay, before we start the meeting, okay, let's first set the rules. Okay, we have some people which are very feisty against of everything that's going on, in spite of the fact that our building is progressing as not any other buildings. Number one. Number two, people here are volunteers.
Yes.
You want to be on the board?
Yes.
I gave you my name.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, good.
Okay, but people didn't elect you.
I gave it to him.
Wait.
Did you hear
I
that?
certainly don't want to be
We're on the board.
Okay.
Okay, he invited
Okay,
me.
if we
You're not just a neighbor, you're not on the board, you're just a neighbor. You're not gonna make the rules of here.
Okay, if you're not going to,
All right, I
Yes.
accept. I accept. I'll join.
okay, you have to be elected, number one.
Oh.
But wait a second, wait a second. Okay, we're gonna call security now. Please, security come in here, please, please. We need security. These two people have to be escorted out of this meeting. If you're gonna interrupt us,
Are you kidding?
absolutely, positively, you're gonna be escorted.
Okay.
And if you're not gonna stop it,
You're talking to me, and so I'm talking back to you.
I'm just trying to explain to you, we all gather together for a business of the board meeting, okay? If you continue to interrupt us, it's going to be another way to conduct the meeting for the purpose of this entire congregation. If you continue to do that,
I
we have...
responded to you.
I'm just trying to tell, I'm not talking to you personally. It's not me and you. We can talk individually. When we're done, you're gonna talk to me personally without taking anybody else's time. I'm trying to explain to you. The people here have been elected to conduct the business on behalf of the building. Okay? You are, okay, so I'm just trying to tell you. One more like this, we're gonna call the police and get you out. You want to see that?
Joking.
Do you want to see this? Okay, then we'll do that.
Call the police, and we want to see the police up here.
Okay,
Call the
please
police.
call the police. Okay. In the meantime, let's just do this, okay?
Unbelievable, no?
Okay, let's start.
All right, we have to start the meeting. And everybody has an opportunity to ask the question. We're asking you to wait for the board to conduct its meeting. If you want us to stop it and not do it in privacy, which by law is allowed for us to do it, we can do that too. If you want us to not to be a board members, you can do that too. Collect as many people as you want by law, eject the board, elect new ones, okay? And make sure that you have the people like this or that and that, and they're gonna perform exactly to your expectations. Otherwise, we cannot conduct the business. So to start with, our president is a working individual, okay? He has a life. He could be stuck like anybody else in the traffic. It could be conditions that we could possibly not be able to accommodate, okay? So I'm just trying to, again, please behave yourself. I'm asking you one more time.
I'm behaving myself.
Okay, on behalf of everybody else.
I thought it was funny.
So I'm trying to say that he's individual like all of us. He put on his shoulders a lot of weight, like everybody else here. A lot of businesses going on in this building. We see a lot of progress. If you don't see it, you're probably blind. But if you have problems, issues, concerns, that's what we have come up with a website. We came up with TRS system where you have ability to send your concerns, your complaints, everything in the world. We have a great building manager that you can see a lot of progress in the building. You see a lot of things that you haven't seen for a long time. And I'm just trying to be telling you that last time we took a lot of input from you as far as transparency, as far as quality of people in the office. And with that, I would like to ask everybody to cooperate with us on behalf of everybody here. Because we did spend a lot of time.
If I may,
Okay, I just addressed your question directly to you.
Yes.
He's a human being, like everybody else around this room.
Not this room.
First meeting, he's late.
And you call
If he
the-
can't do it.
Yes, let's go.
Hold on, that's a little intimidating, Paul. I believe that you need to calm down just a little bit. There's no reason, there is absolutely no reason for any of us to get violent or incoherent.
Nobody should raise voices.
It's not right to be here, listen to you and to answer.
The president, Ricardo Sanchez, called and advised earlier that he was stuck in an accident on 826 on his way here. He had to leave for an emergency meeting for his school, which he finished with enough time to get here, but en route to here, there was an accident presented on 826, which he advised he's running about 20 minutes.
What about
That's
us?
exactly right. But he's running, if I may! All right, one down, one to go.
Okay.
If I may, please. He's running 20 to 25 minutes late, and he will be here. But I need the cooperation of everyone here to please keep in mind that peace and harmony must prevail.
Okay, Jane,
Thank
please
you.
start to recall the last meeting. Excuse me, we are trying to start without president.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we are.
He's a human being, like I said. Everybody has.
This is why we have our vice
We started.
president.
Start, and then he will.
Let's go.
Continue.
Okay, this is the board of directors meeting
We need
on
record
May
this.
12, 2017.
Okay.
My voice does not carry that well. I don't do that well without a microphone, so everybody please try to listen. And it will be televised after TV. The meeting was opened at 9 o'clock. The board of directors had a call of order and established a quorum. The directors present at the meeting was Ricardo Sanchez, Eugene Polito, myself, Jane Freed, Tober Lome, Luciana Kirfus, and Esther Hart. Our new property manager was Victor Mendez, and he was present at the meeting. Victor Mendez was approved as the new property manager. Michael Popovich, Dan Levy, and Boris Vanga were not present at that meeting. The minutes were read and they were accepted. The new management office will be open in next week. Unit 118 has been converted. Building security has been going through a major improvement system. Security cameras are being installed on all the premises and all the common areas of the building, including the hallways, the garage, the laundry room, the roof, the pool deck, etc. The elevator company, Oracle, is constantly working on improving the condition of the elevators. The main cables of the elevators have been changed and will last for the next couple of years. As a reminder, the building has been in violation for the elevator condition. Roof repairs, the work is expected to be done in 3 months. The pool repairs, the work on the pool is expected to be fully completed by the end of August. The decision was made to open the pool before the work will be done on the pool deck. The board voted to move. Thank you. The board voted to move a portion of the pool deck budget towards the complete finishing of the pool. According to the calculations that we made, the board needs an additional $26,000. Its decision was approved by Tova, Eugene, Luciana, Ricardo, Esther, and Jane. Now about the pool furniture. The city will advise concerning the condition. Building maintenance. The maintenance of the building is very low. After all monthly payments, the association has $7,400, but that's not enough for the building operations on a daily basis. The parking rates. The decision was made to increase the parking rates, guest parking rate to be increased to $3. Homeowners parking fee for a single space, $25 a month, a double parking spot, $35 a month. Management office fees, the decision was made to increase the administrative fees. The roof condition, the roof has...
Did you go over the administrative what?
The administrative fees.
What about it?
They have been decided that they would be increased.
So we're going to increase the amount of what it costs us to run the office.
At the end of the meeting, right. Thank you very much. The roof condition, the roof has been cleaned and practically most of the work has been done. The sewer, the building sewer has been cleaned completely. The cost of that service was $800. The building insurance, the rates for the insurance have been lowered. The cooling towers, working properly 90%. The laundry rooms, currently reviewing multiple maintenance companies who can provide a service to the building. The mechanical room, the condition and the improvements will be discussed at a future board meeting. The rules and regulations of the condominium need to be reviewed and amended. The last edition was dated 2004. The board meeting was ended at 10:15 a.m. Signed by myself, Jane Freed.
This was on previous board.
This was the last meeting.
So,
Any corrections or
Any corrections?
additions?
No objection.
Okay.
who's for it?
Oh, I'd like to say one more thing. One more thing, okay? Okay. I wanted to read this before the minutes, but I would like to give a very big thank you to our new property manager, Victor. He is just a wonderful manager, and thank you so much for channel 590 so we can view all the television with the meetings that were going on. Thank you very much, Victor. Appreciate it.
So let's go to the next item with regards to project status and full deck updates I think that was a very important item for us to cover. We did put the TV for everybody view as to how the project progresses as much as we possibly can. You can see before and after. The roof is almost completed, and you see a huge difference. I'm hearing from other buildings in the Wisdom Tower complex trying to asking us who was doing it, how we get other buildings to see. When they saw our pictures, everybody is really impressed right now. So I'm also thankful that we won our contractor. So with that said, I'd like him to give us a brief update on project status and the repairs. And by the way, if you could please wait till the end of his presentation so you can ask a question. Thank you.
One.
My name is Juan Antonio. I'm the general contractor. Okay, about the roof, we finished 100%. The full deck, we are now 72-76%. We finished the chop blasting to cleaning all the full deck. We did all the expansion joint between the building and the full deck. We did the expansion joint inside all the full deck. We finished all the grass that were at the full deck. The pool, we finished already the waterproofing last Friday. We are going to put the water on Friday to do the hydrostatic test. Monday, we are taking out all the water, and we are going to start already with the coffin and the diamond bright. We are going to put the water maybe in 2.5–3 weeks, but nobody is allowed to go to the pool swimming. Okay, because we need to work at the same time that we are putting the water. We are starting next week already to bring the first railing, put the railing around the pool, and we can start already with the waterproofing of the pool deck. I try to receive from the city the TCO, is the temporary certificate of occupancy for the pool, for the tenants over here to use the pool. But this is not 100%. Sometimes the city say yes, sometimes no. They are changing their mind every day. The last meeting that I had with the city, they said that they are going to give the TCO, temporary certificate of occupancy, to use the pool. Well, I'm not sure, because I had the same problem in other buildings. They say yes, at the end they say yes, no. They are not 100% sure that they are allowed to do that. We changed in my project, we changed the cable for the elevator, for the cooling tower. That was critical for safety issue. The cable was touching the pipe, the main pipe. Okay. Since God, nothing happened with any of the tenants. Then we finished the cooling tower structure was critical. Okay, I bring seven engineers over here to get the meeting over there at the top of the roof, because it was critical that if the city, if some structural engineer is coming from the city, they can close completely the building. Everybody can leave the building. Okay? Since God that we finished the cooling tower, now the structure is 100% finished. We have the final from the city. Have some small issues of the cooling tower, how it's working, or it's not only a small issue. The bottom of the pool deck was completely destroyed. The city doesn't believe that we can visit the bottom of the pool itself. I did the same similar project in other pool. We charged over here near to 300,000 tons. In other building I did for almost 2 million. It means since God that we saved the pool. You know, it's $1.5–2 million only to do the pool. Okay. We did a lot of chain order, but I didn't charge anything to the association or to the building to do all this chain. Anyway, when I send the schedule, the work schedule, I put it in yellow. At least they can see some value that I added to my job. Okay? Because I know that the other tower, I have a lot of job all around over here at the other tower. know that they are going to give me a promotion to other building, that this is what I need. We are now, we have a lot of water near to between the building and the pool deck, okay? That is concentrated there because the pool deck is running toward to the building, not toward to the sea. Now we are putting some slope, 20 feet slope, to evacuate the water, okay, from the building to the pool deck. We added a new 7 drainage, big drainage, okay? I added 3 already. I'm going to add maybe 4 or 5 more. Smaller one that 6 inch. The bigger one that I added was 12 inch, 7 of them, to evacuate all the water. Not completely all the pool deck to evacuate the water, because the cost to evacuate all the water is maybe $700,000. Okay, only to evacuate the water, not to do the waterproof. Okay. I'm now in the process to submit to the city. I submitted already to the city. They are requesting the survey. It costs $12,000 to visit the column and the beams at the parking garage near to the corner, to the south and west corner, okay, of the parking garage. I received all the engineering calculation, everything. I have the drawing, so they are requesting now the survey. I don't know how I'm going to do, but okay, if not, the building need to do the survey.
What's that cost?
The survey, paying $12,000.
No, the work.
No, the work, they said there is around $26,000. Well, this is already was a long time decided, okay? We are trying to adjust this number, but more or less is that, okay? This beam is critical. We have the crack, okay? The crack, the column and the beam is almost falling down, okay? And this is the reason we didn't fix yet the wall, because all the walls are cracked, because the beam is falling down. We need to put the new gray beam column and push the beam to the top. After that, I'm going to fix the wall. After that, we finish hydrostatic test. Okay, we are going to start already with the coping and waterproofing. I can release all the parking space at the bottom of the pool. Okay. We fixed already all the beam with carbon fiber and carbon plate. This is the last technology on the market on construction. And we fixed all the column already. Okay, with the carbon fiber. We passed the final already from the city and from the engineer. We had all this time the treasure inspector, is a special inspector. Okay, a treasure inspector gives you the report of every job that we are doing at the roof, at the pool, at the cooling tower, at the pool deck, at the columns, at the bottom of the beam, and everywhere where we are working. It's not only the inspection from the city, too, from the engineer. If we see, I coming over here for almost 8 months or something like that to give the price. We started work. The first day was January 14th, and now it's August. Since 7 months we are working and seeing that everybody can see the progress. Okay. Of course, make a small mistake, milestone, but anyway, this is the reason why we are over here to fix it. Okay.
Can you repeat that thing about the bottom of the pool costing $700,000? What is that?
The bottom of the
I couldn't
pool-
understand.
No.
What he's referencing is not this cost $700,000. There's a support beam beneath the pool area that is cracked and it's falling down, causing the rest of the structure to melt down with it. That being said, we're still trying to get the permit to get that work done, but the city is now requesting of us a survey of the area, which the survey of this entire building, in order to get that, will be between $10,000 and $12,000.
But you mentioned a $300,000 figure for the cost of the other pools like ours that are
Was it-
crappy.
To fix all the pool.
What was that? I didn't understand.
No, okay,
referencing
for
there?
okay,
Yeah,
for
but
everybody to see the difference, let me explain. For
It's a
everybody to see the
comparison.
difference. Okay, Wilson Tower, I charge him 300 something, okay, to fix the pool, everything, column and everything, all the structure.
Who, us? We
Yes,
charge
we pay all
us.
this, yes.
Uh-huh.
They saying a little bit more, of course, more work, okay, I charge another building, $1.5–2 million. Okay, that means that over here the cost, because I know there is a lot of tower around, For me, this is 350 or something like that.
But about 2.5 years ago, we had assessment for the same thing, for the same pole you're talking about. And they fixed that.
Similar, but the condition was worse than this. But for example, the city doesn't believe that we can fix the pool. The pool was.
So the first people did not do a good job? Is that what you
I
said?
think the fair, before this fair and before this fair,
Right.
nobody did it.
Because we had assessment.
They fixed it more simple, not the way that we did.
There was patching
We
up.
opened the hole, completely the
It was
wall.
after the hurricane, they did the assessment.
What's going on with the pool, it's not just the pool, but it's the pool room, okay? New equipment is in there, and when he started working in the pool, he found out that the floor in the pool room, due to the chemicals that were leaking, was sloping, and you had beams that were damaged, you had columns that were damaged, and you had columns that are underneath the first floor that were cracked and so on because of the weight that was on the garage decks.
Right.
So this is all inclusive in what he did for the pool itself.
Is there rebarb in the bottom of the pool?
Yeah.
So if there's a leak due to chemicals, possibly the integrity of the rebarb is no longer
That's
really
right.
good.
Exactly.
That's
Are
right.
you replacing the rebar too?
Okay, we replaced the river first, the second week.
At the
we-
bottom
we
of the
did-
pool?
We did better than that, okay? We put the special polymer, okay, with corrosion inhibitor, and we placed over there the carbon fiber, okay? Do you want to go deeper? The tension strength for the river is 60,000, okay? For the carbon fiber, 272,000. It's better than the river.
So the infrastructure.
We replaced everything, we put the carbon fiber at the beams, okay?
Is all of this already paid for in the assessment we just had?
Yes.
Except for the $27,000, right?
So what we need to do is probably move some money from landscape or something to that effect into that, because that's more critical as far as structure of the building is than a little landscaping around. And landscaping is being handled,
What
in
we're
the future, it'll be handled by our property
And
managers.
you remove the money from the cameras.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
He said move money from the camera.
From the camera, no, because there are so many cameras, no, whose idea not to do this?
Okay, wait a second. Right now, we're talking about,
Yeah, but we need to.
hold on your question till the end about the cameras. But hang on, the cameras. We're talking about the construction project at Pool and Deck. If you can wait a little bit, we'll get to your question. Okay, please be patient. Thank you.
Another thing that I have done was the equipment put room that was completely destroyed, okay, by the chemical, and it completely remodeled. All the equipment are there, the mechanical part is done, the electrical part is will be done maybe today.
The president and the
No question.
And so let me ask you a question, one question. On that work, what is your guarantee? How many years do you guarantee your work for?
Okay, for the roof, 20 years. Okay, for the pool, the waterproofing 10 years, and this is the most important. That means I can give for the structure at 5 years.
The structure for the rebarb you redid, you're giving us 5-year guarantee on that?
Okay, because of the waterproofing, you will get 10 years.
But what about the actual rebarb replacement, the bottom of the pool? If that cracks again or gives way, how long do you guarantee that work you just
We
did?
can replace the trigger. Like instead of trigger, we put the carbon fiber, okay, and carbon plate, okay? I can give you the warranty for
But how long do you guarantee that?
10 years.
10 years, the entire body of the pool? Okay.
I don't have to ask you, on the west side, west-south side of the pool.
Yes, sir.
So if you're on the first floor where you park your cars, and you look up, there's a little piece of metal sticking up. You know what I'm talking about, because you're working there every day, right?
That's what he was talking
And
about.
it's like, it's falling apart, it's like.
That's what he's working on. That's exactly the area.
That's what he's
That's
talking
right.
about?
That's part of the
Okay.
proposal here.
Because that's falling apart
Yeah,
all
yeah,
over
yeah,
the place.
definitely.
So that's the $27,000 additional you need. You spoke, what's your name? The one in the peak? You.
That's our secretary, Jane.
What's your name, Jane?
Jane, yeah.
Jane mentioned something in the minutes where she talked about foregoing a cosmetic piece of the rest of the deck, which would cost an additional $26,000. Is that the same amount you're talking about, or are those two different?
It's not a cosmetic, it's a structural.
Yeah,
Jane,
it's
were you
nothing to do with
referring to what this gentleman is referring to?
Can I say something? Can I say something? Let me explain. I think that in order for you to make assumptions, you have to know what's going on. What happened with this part was that they were working in the floor of the pool room, right? And they found they were working in cracks on the pool, on the floor. And they found that the rebounds inside, they were lost. We think that was because chloride went, like it was like an spill of chloride.
Spilling.
Yeah, we
And
already talked about that.
Okay, let me
You
explain.
missed it.
No, I missed it because I was working, yeah.
But we talked about that.
Yeah. But let me finish. Now I'm talking. Now I'm talking. Now's my time. You have your time. Now is my time. Now. Yes. So since it's my time, just pay attention. So what happened?
Take it easy, take it easy.
Yeah, I'm taking it easy. Yeah. So what happened was that the rebounds were lost totally, and the structure were damaged. So if you see, the floor of the pool room was connected to a beam that was like a horizontal beam, and that was to another beam,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
what happens is that this connection were lost because of the lack of rebound.
Right.
And all of the force affect this part, and this affect the walls inside, under.
Right.
And that it was a huge problem, that it was a structural problem in the pool room, in the beams,
Right.
and in the columns. And he was asking for 26 or 27,000. For me, it was a perfect price, and I will let you know why. We were looking for, do you remember the piece of wall that we took out here when we were doing the pipes like a year ago?
Yeah.
Right here in front, right? We asked for appraisals for this small amount, and it was 12 grand, the minimum one.
Right.
12 grand for that thing. This is the price in the, I would like you to understand something. We are working here really hard. Whatever you think is your problem is your mind. Is your mind. Please help us to improve the condition that the building has. Do not make our life more miserable. The life is miserable still. It's already miserable.
Stop
So,
yelling
okay,
at us.
you are here. I'm not
Stop
yelling.
yelling at
No,
us.
I'm not yelling. I'm just telling you because you are a person that like to create problems, and my energy is used here to solve problems.
You're not here to scold us.
Yes,
You're
no,
not here
okay,
to
okay,
scold
but I know you very well. So what
You don't
happens?
know me.
Okay, I know you very well. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to him. And you are the one who deserves to know what's going on, right? So what happened? This guy right here is working like a pig to improve this building that was in the worst condition ever, and we are making it the best better. So if you don't understand, you're freaking problem.
Stop yelling at
You're
me.
freaking problem.
Stop yelling at
I'm
me.
just tired of you.
You're late. You're
I'm
late
just
to the
tired of you.
meeting.
You're freaking.
And let's just stick with you there. Morris Maynard. Let's start with the minutes of the last meeting.
Okay, the board of directors meeting.
up.
Is Elmer. Is it working?
Just one second.
Okay. So who didn't show up as president of our board? Is he
Running late.
So we haven't had a meeting but once all year, and he's running late to our meeting.
My voice doesn't.
This is our president. He wasn't important enough.
This is a unit of who's never been late anywhere.
No, let's just wait. Let's just wait. Yeah, we will.
This thing that doesn't produce the exam you can't do.
Yeah. Agree.
Only in this room. When it's big, we're gonna have to,
While they're doing this, I'd like to say something as a unit owner. We're supposed to have 4 meetings a year. That's according to our bylaws. I had to go and write a letter to the lawyer in order to initiate even a second meeting this year. The president is late. They don't have a mic. If they can't put together a meeting, how are they running our building?
So here's the gist. Okay, let me just start. Okay, before we start the meeting, okay, let's first set the rules, okay? We have some people which are very feisty against of everything that's going on, in spite of the fact that our building is progressing as not any other buildings, number one. Number two, people here are volunteers.
Yes.
You want to be on the board?
Yes.
I gave you my name.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, good.
Okay, but
I'm
people
here.
didn't elect
I gave
you.
you my
Wait,
name.
wait,
I
wait,
gave
wait.
it to him.
Wait.
Did you hear
I
that?
certainly
I
don't
want to be the board too.
We're
I
on
want to
the
be the board
board.
too.
We're on the board.
Okay.
Okay, he invited
Okay,
me.
if we don't
I
Just a
accept.
neighbor, you're not on the board, you're just a neighbor. You're not gonna make the
Okay,
rules up here.
okay, if you're not going to,
All right, I
Yes.
accept. I accept. I'll join.
okay, you have to be elected, number one.
Oh,
But wait a
I see.
second, wait a second.
I want it.
Okay, we're gonna call security now. Please, security come in here, please, please. We need security. These two people have to be escorted out of this meeting. If you're gonna interrupt us,
Are you kidding?
Are you?
absolutely, positively, you're gonna be escorted.
Okay,
And if you're not gonna stop it,
You're talking to me, and so I'm talking back to you.
I'm just trying to explain to you, we all gather together for a business of the board meeting, okay? If you continue to interrupt us, it's going to be another way to conduct the meeting for the purpose of this entire congregation. If you continue to do that,
I
we have,
responded to you.
I'm
You
just
asked
trying
me
to
a
tell, I'm not
question.
talking to you personally. It's not me and you. We can talk individually. When we're done, you're going to talk to me personally without taking anybody else's time. I'm trying to explain to you, the people here have been elected to conduct the business on behalf of the building, okay? You are, okay, so I'm just trying to tell you. One more like this, we're gonna call the police and get you out. You want to see it then?
Joking.
Do you want to see this?
Call the police. Call the police.
Okay, then we'll do that.
No, no. Call the police. Call the police. I don't want to see the police up here.
Okay,
Call the police.
please call the police. Okay. In the meantime, let's just do this, okay?
Unbelievable. No.
Okay, let's start.
Alright, we have to start the meeting. And everybody has an opportunity to ask the question. We're asking you to wait for the board to conduct its meeting. If you want to stop it and not do it in privacy, which by law is allowed for us to do it, we can do that too. If you want us to not to be a board members, you can do that too. Collect as many people as you want by law, eject the board, elect new ones, okay? And make sure that you have the people like this or that and that, and they're gonna perform exactly to your expectations. Otherwise, we cannot conduct the business. So to start with, our president is a working individual, okay? He has a life. He could be stuck like anybody else in the traffic. It could be conditions that we could possibly not be able to accommodate, okay? So I'm just trying to, again, please behave yourself. I'm asking you one more time.
I'm behaving myself.
Okay, on behalf of everybody else.
I thought it was funny.
So I'm trying to say that he is individual like all of us. He put on his shoulders a lot of weight, like everybody else here. A lot of businesses going on in this building. We see a lot of progress. If you don't see it, you're probably blind. But if you have problems, issues, concerns, that's what we have come up with a website. We came up with TRS system where you have ability to send your concerns, your complaints, everything in the world. We have a great building manager that you can see a lot of progress in the building. You see a lot of things that you haven't seen for a long time. And I'm just trying to be telling you that last time we took a lot of input from you as far as transparency, as far as quality of people in the office. And with that, I would like to ask everybody to cooperate with us on behalf of everybody here. Because we did spend a lot of time.
If I may,
Okay, I just addressed your question directly to you.
Yes.
He's a human being, like everybody else around this room.
Then don't be the president.
We have-
First meeting, he's late.
And you close
If he
the-
can't do it.
let's have some order in here now, all right?
Yes, let's go.
Hold on, that's a little intimidating, Paul. I believe that you need to calm down just a little bit. There's no reason, there is absolutely no reason for any of us to get violent or incoherent.
Nobody should raise voices here.
He is not right to behave, listen to you and to answer.
The president, Ricardo Sanchez, called and advised earlier that he was stuck in an accident on 826 on his way here. He had to leave for an emergency meeting for his school, which he finished with enough time to get here, but en route to here, there was an accident presented on 826, which he advised he's running about 20 minutes.
What about
That's
that?
exactly right. But he's running, if I may! All right, one down, one to go.
Okay.
If I may, please. He's running 20 to 25 minutes late, and he will be here. But I need the cooperation of everyone here to please keep in mind that peace and harmony must prevail.
Okay, Jane,
Thank you.
please start to recall the last meeting. Excuse me, we have tried to start this out, President. Why not? We are.
He's a human being, like I said. Everybody has.
This is why we have our vice
We
president.
started.
Stop, and then he will.
We're starting.
Continue.
Okay, this is the board of directors meeting
We need
on
to record
May
this.
12, 2017.
Okay. we gotta make sure you
My
record.
voice does not carry that well. I don't do that well without a microphone, so everybody please try to listen, and it will be televised after you. The meeting was opened at 9 o'clock. The board of directors had a call of order and established a quorum. The directors present at the meeting was Ricardo Sanchez, Eugene Marino, myself, Jane Freed, Toba Rome, Luciana Krifus, and Esther Hart. Our new property manager was Victor Mendez, and he was present at the meeting. Victor Mendez was approved as the new property manager. Michael Popovich, Dan Levy, and Boris Vega were not present at that meeting. The minutes were read and they were accepted. The new management office will be open in next week. Unit 118 has been converted. Building security has been going through major improvement system. Security cameras are being installed on all the premises and all the common areas of the building, including the hallways, the garage, the laundry room, the roof, the pool deck, etc. The elevator company, Oracle, is constantly working on improving the condition of the elevators. Main cables of the elevators have been changed and will last for the next couple of years. As a reminder, the building has been in violation for the elevated condition. Roof repairs, the work is expected to be done in 3 months. The pool repairs, the work on the pool is expected to be fully completed by the end of August. The decision was made to open the pool before the work will be done on the pool deck. The board voted to move. Thank you. The board voted to move a portion of the pool deck budget towards the complete finishing of the pool. According to the calculations that we made, the board needs an additional $26,000. Its decision was approved by Tova, Eugene, Luciana, Ricardo, Esther, and Jane. Now about the pool furniture, the city will advise concerning the condition. Building maintenance. The maintenance of the building is very low. After all monthly payments, the association has $7,400, but that's not enough for the building operations on a daily basis. The parking rates. The decision was made to increase the parking rates, guest parking rate to be increased to $3. Homeowners parking fee for a single space, $25 a month, a double parking spot, $35 a month. Management office fees, the decision was made to increase the administrative fees. The roof condition, the roof has
Did you
been
go over the
cleaned.
administrative what? I didn't hear
The
that.
administrative fees.
What about it?
They have been decided that they would be increased.
So we're going to increase the amount of what it costs us to
All
run the
questions
office.
At the end of the meeting, right. Thank you very much. The roof condition, the roof has been cleaned and practically most of the work has been done. The sewer, the building sewer has been cleaned completely. The cost of that service was $800. The building insurance, the rates for the insurance have been lowered. The cooling towers, working properly 90%. The laundry rooms, currently reviewing multiple maintenance companies who can provide a service to the building. The mechanical room, the condition and the improvements will be discussed at a future board meeting. The rules and regulations of the condominium need to be reviewed and amended. The last edition was dated 2004. The board meeting was ended at 10:15 a.m. Signed by myself, Jane Freed.
This was on previous board.
This was the last meeting.
So,
Any corrections or
Any
additions?
No, objection.
who's for it?
Oh, I'd like to say one more thing. One more thing, okay? Okay. I wanted to read this before the minutes, but I would like to give a very big thank you to our new property manager, Victor. He is just a wonderful manager. And thank you so much for channel 590 so we can view all the television with the meetings that were going on. Thank you very much, Victor. Appreciate it.
So let's go to the next item with regards to project status and pool deck updates. I think that was a very important item for us to cover. We did put the TV for everybody view as to how the project progresses as much as we possibly can. You can see before and after. The roof is almost completed and you see a huge difference. I'm hearing from other buildings in the Wisdom Tower complex trying to asking us who was doing it, of how we get other buildings to see. When they saw our pictures, everybody is really impressed right now. So I'm also thankful that we Juan, our contractor. So with that said, I'd like him to give us a brief update on project status and pool deck repairs. And by the way, if you could please wait till the end of his presentation so you can ask a question. Thank you.
One.
My name is Juan Antonio. I'm the general contractor. Okay, about the roof, we finished 100%. The pool deck, we are now 72, 76%. We finished the chop blasting to cleaning all the pool deck. We did all the expansion joint between the building and the pool deck. We did the expansion joint inside all the pool deck. We finished all the grass that were at the pool deck. The pool, we finished already the waterproofing last Friday. We are going to put the water on Friday to do the hydrostatic test. Monday, we are taking out all the water, and we are going to start already with the coping and the lemon bright. We are going to put the water maybe in 2.5 to 3 weeks, but nobody is allowed to go to the pool swimming. Okay, because we need to work at the same time that we are putting the water. We are starting next week already to bring the first railing, put the railing around the pool. We can start already with the waterproofing of the pool deck. I try to receive from the city the TCO, is the temporary certificate of occupancy for the pool, for the tenants over here to use the pool. But this is not 100%. Sometimes the city say yes, sometimes no. They are changing their mind every day. The last meeting that I had with the city, they said that they are going to give me the TCO, temporary certificate of occupancy, to use the pool. Well, I'm not sure, because I had the same problem in other buildings. They say yes, at the end they say yes, no. I know 100% sure that they are allowed to do that. We changed my project, we changed the cable for the elevator, for the cooling tower. That was critical for safety issue. The cable was touching the pipe, the main pipe. Okay. Since God, nothing happened with any of the tenants. Then we finished the cooling tower structure was critical. Okay, I bring seven engineers over here to get the meeting over there at the top of the roof, because it was critical that if the city, if some structural engineer is coming from the city, they can close completely the building. Everybody can leave the building. Okay? Thanks God that we finished the cooling tower. Now the structure is 100% finished. We have the final from the city. Have some small issues of the cooling tower, how it's working, or it's not only a small issue. The bottom of the pool deck was completely destroyed. The city doesn't believe that we can visit the bottom of the pool itself. I did the same similar project in other pool. We charged over here near to 300,000 tons. In other building I did for almost 2 million. It means since God that we saved the pool. No, it's $1.5 to $2 million only to do the pool. Okay. We did a lot of change order, but I didn't charge anything to the association or to the building to do all this change. Anyway, when I send the schedule, the work schedule, I put it in yellow. At least they can see some value that I added to my job. Okay? Because I know that the other tower, I have a lot of jobs all around, over here at the other tower. Know that they are going to give me a promotion to other buildings, that this is what I need. We are now, we have a lot of water near to between the building and the pool deck. Okay, that is concentrated there because the pool deck is running toward to the building, not toward to the sea. Now we are putting some slope, 20 feet slope to avoid the water. Okay, from the building to the pool deck. We added a new 7 drainage, big drainage. Okay, I added 3 already. I'm going to add maybe 4 or 5 more. A smaller one that 6 inch. The bigger one that I added was 12 inch, 7 of them, to evacuate all the water. Not completely all the pool deck to evacuate the water, because the cost to evacuate all the water is maybe $700,000. Okay, only to evacuate the water, not to do the waterproof. Okay. I'm now in the process to submit to the city. I submitted already to the city. They are requesting the survey. It costs $12,000. to visit the column and the beams at the parking garage near to the corner, to the south and west corner, okay, of the parking garage. I received all the engineering calculation, everything. I have the drawings, so they are requesting now the survey. I don't know how I'm going to do, but okay, if not, the building need to do the survey. I am
What's
the
the
person now.
what's that cost?
The survey, 12,000.
No, the work.
No, the work, they said there is around $26,000. Well, this is already was a long time decided, okay? We are trying to adjust this number, but more or less is that, okay? This beam is critical. We have the crack, okay? The crack, the column and the beam is almost falling down, okay? And this is the reason we didn't fix yet the wall, because all the walls are cracked, because the beam is falling down. We need to put the new gray beam column and push the beam to the top. After that, I'm going to fix the wall. After that, we finish hydrostatic test. Okay, we are going to start already with the coping and waterproofing. I can release all the parking space at the bottom of the pool. Okay. We fixed already all the beam with carbon fiber and carbon plate. This is the last technology on the market on construction. And we fixed all the column already. Okay, with the carbon fiber. We passed the final already from the city and from the engineer. We had all this time the treasure inspector, is a special inspector. Okay, a structural inspector gives you the report of every job that we are doing at the roof, at the pool, at the cooling tower, at the pool deck, at the columns, at the bottom of the beam, and everywhere where we are working. It's not only the inspection from the city, and too from the engineer. If we see, I coming over here for almost 8 months or something like that to give the price. We started work. The first day was January 14th, and now it's August. Since 7 months we are working and seeing that everybody can see the progress. Okay. Of course, make a small mistake, milestone, but anyway, this is the reason why we are over here to fix it. Okay.
Can you repeat that thing about the bottom of the pool costing $700,000? What is that?
The bottom of the
I couldn't
pool-
understand.
No.
What he's referencing is not this cost $700,000. There's a support beam beneath the pool area that is cracked and it's falling down, causing the rest of the structure to melt down with it. That being said, we're still trying to get the permit to get that work done. The city is now requesting of us a survey of the area, which the survey of this entire building, in order to get that, will be between $10,000 and $12,000.
But you mentioned a $300,000 figure for the cost of the other pools like ours that are
No,
crappy.
to fix all the pool.
What was that? I didn't understand.
No, okay,
referencing
Yeah,
for
but
everybody to see the difference, let me explain. For
It's a
everybody to see the
comparison.
difference. Okay, Wilson Tower, I charge them 300 something, okay, to fix the pool, everything, column and everything, all the structure.
Who, us? We
Yes,
charge
we pay all
us.
this, yes. They saying a little bit more, of course, more work. Okay, I charge another building $1.5 to $2 million. Okay, that means over here the cost, because I know there is a lot of tower around. For me, this is 350 or something like that.
But about 2.5 years ago, we had assessment for the same thing, for the same pole you're talking about. And they finished that.
Similar, but the condition was worse than this. But for example, the city doesn't believe that we can fix the pool. The pool was.
So the first people did not do a good job? Is that what you
I
said?
seen the fair, before this fair and before this fair,
Right.
nobody did it.
Because we had assessment.
They fix a more thing, not the way that we did.
There was patching
We
up.
opened the hole, completely the
It was
wall.
after the hurricane, they did the assessment.
What's going on with the pool, it's not just the pool, but it's the pool room, okay? New equipment is in there, and when he started working in the pool, he found out that the floor in the pool room, due to the chemicals that were leaking, was sloping, and you had beams that were damaged, you had columns that were damaged, and you had columns that are underneath the first floor that were cracked and so on because of the weight that was on the garage decks.
Right.
So this is all inclusive in what he did for the pool itself.
Does that rebarb, is there rebarb in the bottom of the pool?
Yeah.
So is that, if there's a leak due to chemicals, possibly the integrity of the rebarb is no longer
That's
really
right.
good.
Exactly.
That's
Are
right.
you replacing the rebarb too?
Okay, we replaced the river first, the second week.
At the
we-
bottom
we
of the
did-
pool?
We did better than that, okay? We put the special polymer, okay, with corrosion inhibitor, and we placed it over there the carbon fiber, okay? Do you want to go deeper? The tension strength for the river is 60,000, okay? For the carbon fiber, 272,000. It's better than the river.
So the infrastructure.
We replaced everything, we put the carbon play at the beams, okay?
Is all of this already paid for in the assessment we just had?
Yes.
So the
Except for the
receiving right now is attached.
$27,000, right?
So what we need to do is probably move some money from landscape or something to that effect into that, because that's more critical as far as structure of the building is than a little landscaping around. And landscaping is being handled,
What
in
we're
the future, it'll be handled by our property
And
managers.
you remove the money from the cameras.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
He said move money from the camera.
From the camera, no, because there are so many cameras, no, whose idea not to do this?
Okay, wait a second. Right now, we're talking about,
Yeah, but we need.
hold on your question till the end about the cameras.
So the cameras go-
But hang on, the cameras. We're talking about the construction project, pool and deck. If you can wait a little bit, we'll get to your question. Okay, please be patient. Thank you.
Another thing that I have done was the equipment put room that was completely destroyed, okay, by the chemical, and it completely remodeled. All the equipment are there, the mechanical part is done, the electrical part is will be done maybe today. No question.
And so let me ask you a question, one question. On that work, what is your guarantee? How many years do you guarantee your work for?
Okay, for the roof, 20 years. Okay, for the pool, the waterproofing 10 years, and this is the most important. That means I can give for the structure 5 years.
The structure for the rebarb you redid, you're giving us 5-year guarantee on that?
Okay, because of the waterproofing, you will get 10 years.
But what about the actual rebarb replacement, the bottom of the pool? If that cracks again or gives way, how long do you guarantee that work you just
We
did?
can replace the trigger. Like instead of trigger, we put the carbon fiber, okay, and carbon plate, okay? I can give you the warranty for
But how long do you guarantee that?
10 years.
10 years, the entire body of the pool? Okay.
I wanted to ask you, on the west-south side of the pool.
Yes, sir.
So if you're on the first floor where you park your cars, and you look up, there's a little piece of metal sticking up. You know what I'm talking about, because you work in there every day, right?
That's what he was talking
And
about.
it's like, it's falling apart, it's like.
That's what he's working on. That's exactly the area.
That's what he's
That's
talking
right.
about?
That's part of the proposal here.
Because that's falling apart
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
over
yeah.
the place.
Definitely.
So that's the $27,000 additional you need? You spoke, what's your name? The one in the pink? You.
That's our secretary, Jane.
What's your name, Jane?
Jane, yeah.
Jane mentioned something in the minutes where she talked about foregoing a cosmetic piece of the rest of the deck, which would cost an additional $26,000. Is that the same amount you're talking about, or are those two different?
It's not cosmetic, it's a structure.
Yeah,
Jane,
it's
were you
nothing to do with-
referring to what this gentleman is referring to?
Can I say something? Can I say something? Let me explain. I think that in order for you to make assumptions, you have to know what's going on. What happened with this part was that they were working in the floor of the pool room, right? And they found they were working in cracks on the pool, on the floor. And they found that the rebounds inside, they were lost. We think that was because chloride went, like it was like an spill of chloride.
Spilling.
Yeah, we
And
already talked about that.
Okay, let me
You
explain.
missed it.
No, I missed it because I was working, yeah.
But we talked about that.
But let me finish. Now I'm talking. Now I'm talking. Now's my time. You have your time. Now is my time. Now. Yes. So since it's my time to spend it. So what happened?
Take it easy, take
take it easy.
Yeah, I'm taking it easy, yeah. So what happened was that the rebounds were lost totally and the structure were damaged. So if you see, the floor of the pool room was connected to a beam that was like a horizontal beam, and that was to another beam, right? So what happens is that this connection were lost because of the lack of rebound. And all of the force affect this part, and this affect the walls inside, under. And then it was a huge problem, that it was a structural problem in the pool room, in the beams, and in the columns. And he was asking for 26 or 27,000. For me, it was a perfect price, and I will let you know why. We were looking for, do you remember the piece of wall that we took out here when we were doing the pipes like a year ago? Right here in front, right? We asked for appraisals for this small amount, and it was 12 grand, the minimum one. 12 grand for that thing. This is the price in the, I would like you to understand something. We are working here really hard. Whatever you think is your problem is your mind. Is your mind. Please help us to improve the condition that the building has. Do not make our life more miserable. The life is miserable still. It's already miserable.
Stop
So,
yelling
okay,
at
you
us.
are here. I'm not
Stop
yelling.
yelling at
No,
us.
I'm not yelling. I'm just telling you because you are a person that like to create problems, and my energy is used here to solve problems.
You're not here to scold us.
Yes, no,
You're not here
okay,
to
okay,
scold
but
us.
I know you very well. So what
You
happens?
don't know me.
Okay, I know you very well. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to her. And you are the one who deserves to know what's going on, right? So what happened? This guy right here is working like a pig to improve this building that was in the worst condition ever, and we are making it the best better. So if you don't understand, you're freaking problem.
Stop yelling at
You're
me.
freaking problem.
Stop yelling at
I'm
me.
just tired of you.
You're late. You're
I'm
late
just
to the
tired of you.
meeting.
You're freaking problem.
You're late to the meeting.
Yeah, but
You yell at
We're
me.
done with this section.
Yeah, we're done with the section.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do next.
Let's go to the next section.
I'm sorry, I don't know how many years everybody lived here, but previous board were extremely awful, that didn't take care of building, that didn't care about people, and didn't care about anything. And thank God we get a new board, and new people who understand what they're doing and give their heart and time and everything. And I do think so, then we have to be really nice. If you have a question, it's not nice to scream and tell, late, not late. These people working hard. And we need to be appreciative, and we have to be.
But at the
didn't
same
say
time,
quiet.
at the same
We
time,
can
everybody
ask
lives
us.
here and everybody has to get along. You can't just say, okay, well, this is it and this is what it is. So everybody has to get along too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What is your proposal by place to receive this payment?
You're a child.
No, I'm not a child. You are the one who is a child. You are the one who is a child. I'm not a child. I'm so responsible.
Please, let's
I'm
just
so
go back.
You
responsible.
sound like a child.
Yeah.
Please, let's
I'm not telling you what you sound like. I'm not telling you what you sound like. I'm not telling you what you sound like.
Okay, this is a board
Don't
meeting.
respect
This is a board meeting. Let's conduct the business.
Don't respect anybody.
Please, let's conduct the business. The next item is, by the way,
One question about the pool. At the end, the bottom line, like when, did you give a date around like what time?
so right now you're waiting for the city of Santiago, right? To give you TCO, right? Temporary occupation permit?
Yes.
This will be at the end.
Okay, so Rabbi is asking, from that point on, once you got the approval, let's say,
3 to 4 weeks.
how long that may take you to allow people to use the pool while you're conducting the rest of the pool deck to be completed? What do you think? Estimate, please.
At the end of August, we are planning to finish the, okay. At the end of August, we are planning to finish the pool with the diamond briar ready, okay, coping, and the railing, okay. I start working already on the waterproofing for the pool deck, okay. I'm planning to come to the maybe 20 feet offset from the expansion joint to close over there to see if they allow me to get the TCO, temporary certificate of occupancy. If they approve, you can use the water.
Right,
The
you
police
can-
no,
you fill out
cannot
the
use.
pool,
You will
yeah.
take picture from the balcony, but no use
Okay,
it.
the best,
So here's the question. It really depends on the city. If they allow us to use the pool before we finish the deck, date one. Otherwise, we have to wait till the pool deck entirely is done, okay? So here's the thing. He needs to do and verify the safety that the water is not leaking. That takes time for him to do it, to fill it, to test it, to make sure that all the vehicles that are going to be below on the
It's up
first
to the
floor,
city.
not going to be
It's up to the city.
impacted. All the temporary work that's been done before has been removed. The new area has been there. The new lighting is going to be put in because you had to destroy it in order to repair it.
Oh, yeah, it's
It was
another
good.
thing. We need to
Actually,
do
the way it
all the
started,
lighting,
a little
new
while
lighting.
ago, it started very simple. My car was parked on 118 there. And I noticed that the things from the ceiling dropped on my car. And I told Lenny, I said, Lenny, you know what? Something is wrong here. So then we put this temporary, if you remember temporary support system.
Plastic.
It lasted for a little while, but now, when everything is removed, you see still that area is still pretty much secured, so the car is not parked there. So what Juan is doing is basically allowing us to use the pool until the deck is up, but we cannot do it until the city approves. So
Right.
if city approves, let's say a week from now, 2 weeks from now, we don't know yet. What would be the additional time that it may take you to let the pool be used?
It's in 30 days.
See?
Yeah, 30 days.
So let's say 30 days from that point, but that's a good
30
news.
days.
It could be a delay, but that would be outside of our control.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We did already the waterproofing, maybe 1 feet around the pool. You cannot go over there, but you can see from the balcony
Yeah, I can
how
see.
it looks.
You
Okay.
see how the work is being done? I'm really impressed. Compared to what we've seen before with balconies.
We put it
This is day and night.
we put it the expansion joint, 2 expansion joint. We put it the first layer of expansion joint, and then the second layer of expansion joint.
You can
Over
see the
the-
waterproof. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Over there was really no expansion joint. They put a styrofoam and they put the caulking.
So that amount of money,
Okay.
Jane, that you
Well, now everything
mentioned
is
in
the way that
in the
should be.
beginning, is that the amount that we have, that this gentleman just mentioned, or is that a separate for the deck, decor, the tile or whatever? You mentioned that there's a 27,
Okay, I'll read the paragraph.
but is that what he's talking
Wait,
about?
I'll read the paragraph for you, and then there won't be any confusion. The pool repairs. The work on the pool is expected to be fully completed by the end of August. The decision was made to open the pool before all the work will be done on the pool deck. The board voted to move a portion of the pool deck budget towards the complete finishing of the pool. According to the calculations that we made, the board needs an additional $26,000. The decision was approved, so the money.
Yeah, but what I want to understand is, that portion of the 26,000 that you're moving from doing the deck to doing the repair he needs,
No,
right,
no,
to
it's
finish
not-
the
it's not-
pool,
let me-
are those two separate amounts, 26 and
No,
27,000,
no.
or is that the one
No,
cost?
no, it's one amount, but this is for the structure, for the beams, to do the
Okay.
column, to do
Because
the
the way you,
grading.
because you said finish the deck, and that's on top, I mean,
Same, right, same,
No, it's
same.
part of the
So
deck,
I can't-
deck portion of the assessment. That's what it falls into.
okay, because I was confused,
Yeah.
thank you.
So the next item, and before we introduce our building manager, I'd like to say a couple things. One is that, and the good news that people starting to use our website pretty extensively. Initially when it was old site, when I took over that project, building the website, we had about 62 people. Right now, we have over 260. So that means that almost everybody, well, not almost everybody, at least 75%, started to use the site. That's the good news. All reports, financial, procedural, manager's report, are posted monthly now. So we're going to talk about today what's going to be the next publishing. So you'll know it that somebody doesn't have a computer. But nevertheless, we're trying to be as transparent as possible. And this is another tool for you guys to look at and look at what's going on in the building.
Do we have to redo the seawall?
No, at this point, there's no need. We did not,
Good idea.
You know, the one thing I
That
want
eventually, and I don't know, I'm not an engineer. so-
I was told that it's something we have to do rather soon.
Well, that's something that we need to table, but right now, with all
I mean, it's
the,
critical.
I support you thoroughly with this. The question is, we need to do it with the right time and when it's necessary. Right now, I think we need to put this on agenda and start investigating, but with the money that's spent right now between the case that we lost, between this project,
Plus you have two elevators,
the elevators eventually would need to be looked at. You can see that we're maintaining as best as we can, but from time to time, things happen. So that's an excellent suggestion, and that's something that we have to get back to you and do
The
investigation.
reason I ask it is that we have 2 apartments we can join to build the office. If we were to sell it, we would make close to $500,000.
Okay, let's just
That we
address this
could
issue.
use
Yes.
for upcoming
Okay, let me address this
assessments because
issue
we're
about
tapped
the
out. We
parking.
can't live
Okay.
beyond our means.
Sorry to interrupt you, okay?
Sure.
Let's just do this, if you don't mind. Let's just finish the agenda, okay? And I think we should address your question about the reason why it was done. It would benefit the association has, and you as well, of having everybody together under the same place where the building manager, his employees,
We have a
his
pool
staff.
room.
Just,
We had a pool room. We could
wait a
use that
second, wait a
space and
second,
sell
wait a
the
second.
real estate and put the money in our
okay,
pocket.
okay.
him finish
Let me explain to you. There is obviously this option available, like was available, okay? And that was considered, okay? But giving the long-term benefit to our society, to our community, to have the management team, when you walk in and you can talk to this employee, that employee, building manager, you can have the board get together, decide what's going on. Okay, that room, that facility, listen, this is you elected the board, okay? The board make decision based on human brain, okay?
How about economics?
Okay, we'll talk about economics too. Economics is part of it, but I'm just trying to explain to you that these are
Common
people,
sense.
not computers, okay? People look at different pluses and minuses of different decisions.
Economics.
Listen. This is your
No,
opinion.
but it- no,
You're
it's
entitled.
numbers.
Listen, this is you're entitled to your opinion.
But it's numbers.
We're not discussing it. With that, so with that point, now we are talking about the management report. I think you need to know what's going on in the building. I think you will have to have appreciation what people are doing around this table to get this building back to normal, or even better. And with that, I'd like to give to Victor the word. Go ahead.
Okay, please pay attention, it's our manager, have respect.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Overall, calm and collective at this point. So far, the building has had, although you don't really see it, but the building has had several issues internally with its mechanisms that have had some issues. And I know a few of you already knew we were down without AC a couple of days ago because the power was down. We had a couple of issues here and there. So the domestic water pump has been replaced, one of the 3. We have 3 pumps that regulate the domestic water in this building. One of them, there was 2 working, 1 down. We replaced the one that was down, so we now have 3 operational pumps. Okay? We have 1 that needs minor repair, but that's a repair, not the replacement of a pump.
But the manager, I told you that before, I really think when you leave at 5 o'clock, or somebody leaves at Friday at 5 o'clock, till Monday, is nobody here
Yeah,
to take
there's no
care
one.
of those issues. Meaning
I'll
nobody
address
gets
that. I'll address that, and if I can, I would appreciate it if once I'm taking questions,
Oh, okay,
I'll take
okay,
all the
okay.
questions you guys can shoot.
And the other thing I'm gonna say is Ricardo, this is the first time he was ever late, so I don't know what is the big deal here. Why are they actually, complaining of him being late here?
Just let's put it down. Let's forget it.
It's
It's
okay.
past. Let's go to the next thing.
So we know that. That's one major item. Secondary major item from which we were able to do ourselves. I'm very happy for our engineering team at this point. We took something that, and Alex, I know he couldn't say what kind of work we were doing down there, but let me tell you that we have 2 pumps that control the water flow between the ground floor and the tower in this building. We've been operating the building with a single pump for quite some time. That being said, a single pump gives us about 92 feet of elevation per pump. With both pumps working, we satisfy the building's needs. The building is about 200 feet in elevation. With one pump, we weren't satisfying the building's needs, but we didn't have a secondary pump because the secondary pump had faulty motor and no blades within, no propellers inside of the actual pump. We were able to take this pump apart, take it down, take it to a rebuild station. We were able to do all of this work in-house with very minimal work with experts outside. The only work we've used from outside companies was the alignment of our engine with our pump and the rebuilding of the pump itself. The installation and the takedown and every hard sweat that was put into it was done in the building, saving the building almost $15,000 in expenses.
So now we have 2 pumps?
Yes.
We have 2 operational pumps at this point. Yes, ma'am. And we'll tell that right now, especially during the summer season, which was my highest concern, was that we needed that extra cool water in our condensers inside of our apartments so that we can still continue to receive cold air within our apartments. But we are up and running, both pumps fully operational.
Does that bring down our energy cost?
That will bring down our energy costs because it was overexerting one engine. And that one engine would be putting a lot more amperage because it was overexerted. Now it's putting a lot less. In fact, we have a regulator on our pumps, which is actually diminishing the cost of each pump. If it needs more power, it receives more power. If not, it's regulated.
Can you quantitate the savings? Can you?
I can't do that because I can't give you a comparable because I don't have enough time to do a timetable comparison.
Sure, that would be interesting for us to see. That's good job, good work, that's excellent.
Thank you. Moving, as you can see, we don't have a chandelier in the lobby anymore. The reason we don't is because we've taken it down to actually repair. The bulbs that are designed for that chandelier no longer fabricated. Everything is LED now. That's the new law. Nothing with any mercury is fabricated. So we had to retrofit the chandelier to actually be comparable with new LED bulbs. So I expect to have the chandelier back up in about another week and a half. And you'll see the difference. There will be much more ambient lighting in that area due to that. 2 LED lights, correct. That's one item. We started painting. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of painting going on throughout the building, certain areas. We painted all the elevator doors. We painted most of the corridors. There's still touch-ups that we need to do. It's paper walls, so we need to find that paper. We don't really have too much of that design. The replacement of buying that particular design is a little costly, but I am trying to see where we can find some more wallpaper so we can continue to take down any bad wallpaper and replace it with good wallpaper.
A wallpaper where?
In most areas. We have areas back here.
In a
We have wallpaper just about everywhere in this building.
Yes,
But
unfortunately.
not in our hallways, right?
Yeah.
No, not in hallways, in the center.
Now, we took down all that wallpaper when we did the lobby.
That's correct. But like, for example, the old office area, right, where we took down and we painted that wall, I don't know if you've seen, I'm trying to see if we can get wallpaper to match what we currently have in the lobby. If not, I'm going to have to paint that in a different color to contrast the building somehow. Okay, but those are little areas like that. Moving forward, let's see, we removed a lot of outside. We've done all the drains outside have been cleaned. We started painting more signs I think this property definitely lacks a little bit of signal in the exterior of this property. We're working on that. Landscaping, I had a deep, thorough landscaping done the other day. Soon, hopefully we'll be able to do the design for the landscaping in the front at minimal costs. Right now we don't have too much money to spend on the landscaping, but we are going to continue with the landscaping and improve it. I hope to have some aesthetical improvement, in about another month and a half by slowly, gradually putting things into our landscaping so that it doesn't have to be one impactful hit because of the actual cost of the landscaping. So we're trying to do that in-house. Again, this isn't a 7-member team, this is a 4-member team, and we have to try and do whatever we can with the 4 members so that we don't overexert our cost. But we are definitely working on those aspects.
So we're low on operating costs. That's kind of the bottom line right now, right?
I think that the building, in an effort to satisfy the unit owners, okay, and the increases of assessments and the increase of maintenance have tried to function this building with the least capable amount of personnel possible. And I think that this building is unfortunately suffered a little bit, but it needs to eventually, if we're going to do things, we need to grow just a little bit enough so that we can get back to a working order where we just maintain things.
When you say grow, you mean personnel or the money to fund and then, or both?
We can't have personnel without any economic structure.
So we need money, and so I really firmly suggest we sell the real estate you guys sit in every day for $500,000 to fund what we need to operate this building. Otherwise, we're going to
Hey, we already took your advice. We will talk about it. Please do not mention it anymore. Yes. And we have brain to things. We have brain to things.
I thought that would be a good idea.
So I already hear it. So
I want to point this
You're
out.
never gonna sell this
I want to
apartment
point
on
this
first
out.
floor for half
We
a
did-
million, believe it or not.
I don't care what you get for it.
This
Okay,
is-
listen,
hold on.
let's not talk individuals.
If I may,
Oh, please do speak.
If I may, this is a building, this is a community, this isn't a prison. This isn't where people come from outside and have animosities with one another. This is a community. If I were to live in this community, I would much rather be able to say that my child can go outside, and if he's doing something wrong, my neighbor, a member of my community, is going to make sure that my child doesn't do anything wrong. And should they do so, they're going to make me aware of it, and they're going to bring it to my attention, rather than saying, well, let him do what he has to do. I think we need to, in going back to what you just did, just to point it out, you're right, we could do a lot of things to improve that. There is absolutely no reason for us to cause havoc by being facetious with each other and saying.
I'm not being
things such as-
facetious, I'm being
You
very
mentioned it earlier, you just
straightforward.
mentioned it again. It's improper. I think I've taken into
No,
account what you
because I'm
just
listening
said.
to you and I know you want to succeed, you're doing a good job, I like you. But you need money to do. No,
You're not alone here. People wants to ask questions, you're not letting them talk.
Look, you need more money to do a better job.
We do, and
I
we're
want
going to
you
find
to do
ways
a
to
better
do these
job. I
things.
want the building to be
We're going to
taken
find the
care of.
ways and the means, the necessary. I just wanted to point out that yes, do we suffer in operational funds? We do. And again, the board takes into
Could you say that
consideration.
again?
The board takes into consideration to do the best it can without impacting the residents' pockets.
But then it brings
If
our
we were-
property value down when it looks dirty.
You can have better workers, you can have better workers
No, we
doing
don't
their
have the
job.
money. No, he said he doesn't have enough
Well,
personnel.
yeah, but well,
Because we
listen,
can't
I
afford
think
it.
some of them just been working
We've got
harder.
to change.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Okay, once again, your question was specific to, are we under? Can I say that we are under? No, we are not under at this moment. I feel at this moment we have what we need to satisfy our needs. Okay, should we need something in the near future, I will make that a process during the first of the year when we present our budgets, and I will say why exactly we need this increment. But for right now, we're operating correctly. Okay, so I'll just say it like that. Thank you. Corridors, Parade Central, we have done, again, we've done, this is a major one. The exhaust fan in our ceiling, in our roof for the vent dryers, that was extremely bad. It wasn't working, the fan itself. Our engineers were able to take the fan, the hat off, take the motor off, test the motor, see what was going on internally. Found the problem, fixed it, not a single dime cost other than our man time downstairs in our shop. Put the fan back up. We had a company come out and do an actual cleaning of that dryer vent. That vent is now clear, and I know for a fact that I've been going in there every so often.
Same workers
Those
working
rooms-
harder.
Those rooms are totally dry. There's not an excess moisture. We don't have our fans starting to fall apart in the wall and the paint peeling off of the walls. These are the things that this one little oomph has actually given to the rooms. And considering the rooms, we started painting those laundry rooms, and we will go ahead and we actually have now someone in-house who's going to do all our laundry room repairs. So one of our staff members is also very proficient with appliances. Okay, so we won't have to be spending any money taking our appliances elsewhere to get them repaired because we're doing it in-house. In fact, we have gone ahead and opened up accounts with certain wholesale suppliers that sell electronics and things for appliances so that we can buy these artifacts at wholesaler prices and not retail at the store.
When you say artifacts, are you talking about parts?
Parts for the machines, yes.
For washing machine.
So all parts for anything, whether it's wiring, whether it's a component, whether it's a module, whatever it may be, we won't be paying retail for it. Okay? So that's one
Which
aspect.
one is it?
Other than that, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, that would be my report. I'll take questions if you
I have one comment for you, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to bring this up again. I talked to you
Can you
two
please
gentlemen
stand
about
up? Stand up, this way we can
Oh,
see.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
it. 707. I talked to those two, the board. I didn't think I talked to you about that, but I noticed after 5 o'clock daily, not daily, but maybe every 2 weeks or so, something happens. Like with the air conditioning, remember when it went bad?
On Sunday.
Right.
Saturday to Sunday.
Exactly. So so we don't have anybody here to actually tell the unit.
On the whole, someone from the maintenance.
All right, either somebody from the main, so somebody that actually live in the building, they actually have a list of who to call, what to do, what If we don't have that, let's do that. If you don't want to do that, do whatever you want to do, but just do something like that, because we don't have anybody here after 5.
If something were to occur after hours,
Like,
first and foremost, my phone is always open to everyone.
okay, but we called you
If
at
in
11
the
o'clock at night, and you
In the
didn't
event
come.
that I'm not able to answer, there's a secondary person to answer. If in the event that
They
secondary person
call-
doesn't
they
answer,
call.
there's a third person.
But we
90%
talked about
of
this.
the times, we speak about these situations. If
Right.
you have an issue and I'm called at 11 o'clock at night, like in your case, for example, when the AC was down.
Right.
At 11 o'clock at night, my engineer had just left the building at 9:30.
Right.
We knew exactly what had transpired. We
Right.
knew that several units needed to be restarted in order for that to occur. But at that point in time, we couldn't send him right back out to come back out and repair whatever situation because the main issue was already resolved. Whatever issues were internally were done because they were in the individual units. Now, we had 60 calls to total
That's
that
true,
week.
but you don't know that at a time, and you have to get on the speaker and say, ladies and gentlemen,
that was
turn
a whole
your
different-
systems off, because if the next day 20 units are going off, who, are you gonna pay for that?
What's the suggestion?
Who's
You're
gonna pay for
absolutely
that?
correct on the aspect of announcement. We went ahead.
Just announce it.
In future
You know, so
situations-
somebody has to do that.
situations-
That's the only thing I'm saying,
In
you know?
future situations, first and foremost, let me clarify that the fire department does not allow us to use the speaker system for anything other than fire responses, right?
Absolutely, I
So
agree.
that's first and foremost.
I
First and
agree, but it
foremost.
costs.
Now, I am under the agreement that should something like that ever occur again, I will go ahead and make sure that everyone is notified one way or another.
Thank you. That's the only thing I'm asking.
That's what we're agreeing on. Yes, Rabbi.
I want to ask one question. At the east side, at the service elevator, if people pay attention, like it stops at G and then it's like 10 seconds.
We
So
can already
I'm
find
just
that.
like,
So we're fixed.
so it's fixed?
No, still not.
And also west
No,
side
no,
elevator,
not
it's shaking again.
Yeah, the west side elevator is shaking like crazy.
No, I just wanted to make sure I'm not the only one that.
West side elevator shaking.
Yeah, again, and you know what, ever since we hired this new elevator company, we've had nothing but problems with all of our elevators.
Let me explain something. Let me explain something. Unfortunately, Oracle was a very reputable company, extremely reputable company, one of the forces, one of the giants in the elevator industry.
Good company.
Next to TSIC, that's how they're compared. Unfortunately, they decided to sell a few years back and became a non-union company. Now, not less than a year ago, they sold the company again. This is cause for many issues. I can tell you that right now, we are in consideration of looking at different companies.
Yeah, and it's cost us a lot of money in the interim with them. You know, these are things, can I just say to what you just said? When companies sell each other, it's all public information. So prior to contracting with a vendor that has a high rate in order to service our contract, right? We need to know, are they going through an M&A, merger and acquisition? Have they recently been sold? Has their leadership recently left? Who's their CEO? What are the complaints?
There is a Russian proverb.
This
If you
happened.
know where you fall, you put something on the ground.
Listen,
Listen, if you know
I
everything
just said
ahead of-
something I
listen,
thought
there are
was-
certain things that people can do if they know, no one
you're
can.
gonna sign it, listen, I've gotta stop
Listen,
you because
listen.
if that's the way you business look at a contract
We need
and
to
who
get
you
you, okay,
contract,
let's get secure.
You're-
We cannot.
I was saying
really
something
can't
I
do
thought
that.
was very fair.
No, you know what, if we knew that this company is going to fail.
With ridiculousness. It's economics, it's economics.
Okay.
Ella, they're telling you they're looking for another company.
You don't know anything what we have been
You know, a
doing.
year ago that the company was just sold twice before we signed the contract with them as a vendor. This is available
this is
as
fairly
public
recent.
knowledge.
This
Let's
is
do
fairly
our
recent
due
development.
diligence when we're picking our contractors and
Once a
vendors.
year, the fire department comes in here, they investigate.
I have a
the
question
elevator.
about
The Miami Elevator Safety Department comes in here and inspects the elevator. When Lenny, the previous property manager was here, they found there were 27 violations with
Absolutely,
these elevators.
absolutely.
Okay, since that time, Victor here has been working and getting all those issues
Not just
resolved,
him, but
and they
other
were
people
resolved. A lot of them have to do,
Are you kidding
a lot of
me?
them have to do
Just
with the cabling, okay, but they're ready to shut us down unless we got a.
He's not lying.
Cables and so on.
He's
Are you
not
kidding me? He just said that.
You can laugh all you want.
He just said
because
Oracle
we
is
know where you're
working
coming
well.
from,
We have to
okay?
get rid of
But the
them.
facts is that
Ella,
these items were never taken care of in the
What else
past.
do you want?
And now that we got these violations, we
Yeah.
got competent people
And
in
it's
the
been
position.
addressed.
Things are being
It's
taken,
been addressed.
handled properly.
Okay, let me say something. When I spoke about, I will give you time now. So, when I spoke about the elevators, I think last meeting or so, I spoke to the conditions in the elevators. I remember that I got the time in the meeting to explain the current condition of the elevators. I don't know if you remember. The elevators, they were like, they are. First, they are old and without maintenance for I don't know how many years. We don't do miracles. We don't do miracles. What we are trying to do is to fix the current conditions that the elevator have in order to avoid extra payment for all of us here. So we are trying to improve as much as we can. First, we are working with a 40 years old elevators or 40 something that receive the minimum maintenance. I'm not a magician. So what I can do is to try to fix them and to take care of the worst condition that the building has. If you don't know, the building was this much to be condemned.
That's right.
Why? Because we had
Water
we
in the west-
were
west
together
side.
in the city talking to the city inspectors.
Yeah.
We were together. The underneath of the cooling tower was total crap. The roof 100% wet with damage on the structure of the roof.
Water underneath
The
the
pool
elevator.
deck, I don't have to say anything. Under the pool, I don't have to say anything. Around the pool, I don't have to say anything. The columns, I don't have to say anything. The pumps in the pumping room, I don't have to say anything. The elevators, I don't have to say anything. The LED lights, the lights outside, I don't have to say anything. The sewers, I don't have to say what was the thing that was working in this building when I came in. And I have been here for a year and so, and we have been doing more than in 20 years before. And I can say this without authority. So the last thing that I can expect for a unit owner that respect the job that we are doing with a lot of love, full of love and dedication to our community is the behavior that this lady has. If she continues this way, I cancel the meeting, and I'm so sorry for you. We will start another day without her. So that's it. Because when you are here to complicate life, you are not here to help us, and you are not well received here. Yes. So we continue using our energy to fix our problems, or we stop the meeting. I'm working really hard, ma'am, in order to play your game. You are a child. You are a child.
I'm talking about the efficacy.
You are a child.
I'm talking about
I'm getting tired.
I'm talking about the efficacy of the Oracle that we hired at great expense. And our
You talk about everything. You talk about this, you talk about that, you talk about that being late, you talk about everything. And hey, don't laugh at me.
Don't treat me like a
No,
child.
I tell you that way. You are treating me even worse. You are treating me even worse.
Sit down.
No, sit down you. Sit down you.
You have no business, Mike.
Sit down you. No, I don't have any business. I don't have patience for people like you. That's what it is.
Here, to answer your question, I
Yes.
will address the issue.
And you were right, and I really respect you for knowing that. The fact that you knew it, I love that about you.
I I thank you.
I love it about you.
I thank you, but let's please, all I ask is let's keep peace and harmony. That's really all I'm asking for.
I was asking a logical question.
Alex has a question. Alex?
Who doesn't fix the machine? Full of water, nobody reports it. All what they do is they pull now the plug, and that's it. And the machine.
Let me explain something when it comes to the water.
I know what is the problem.
I know you know.
What's that? There is another, the lights. Whenever they want, they go on. The lights, they whatever they want, going on. Let's put in 15-minute timers.
I give him already the pictures and everything.
Okay. Cover it. The sound, fans are missing. This is all what I want.
What did he say?
But we are,
He was telling me about safety concerns.
we are improving the conditions.
Correct. Yeah, correct. That's why we're going to touch base with them. Number one, I'm going to take a moment and take advantage of everyone that's here today and ask all of you to please, I know it's cheaper if we take 2 loads and put it into a 1-load machine and get 2 loads washed for the price of 1. But I know for a fact that these machines, when they get overstuffed, they overfill with water. And this is causing a lot of issues. This is causing issues. I need and I urge all the residents at this building to please use the recommended load settings on each of those washers and dryers. If we overuse the machines, we're not using but overfill the machines, we're going to have floods like we've already had. We're going to have the machines filled with water because they won't turn on. Why won't it turn on? Because the water is overfilling. So we have to go upstairs, drain the machine
It's
so
the
that we can
rental
put it to
people,
work
it's the
again.
rental people, and you can't help that. Sometimes.
But I'm just asking for all of you to be aware of what's causing these little things so that
With
at
a
least
camera in
the
it.
individuals in this room can prevent that from occurring in the near
Do
future.
we have signs up in the laundry that say?
There are some
don't-
signs in the room, but
They
I'm
have
going to
a
actually put up
regulation
more.
also.
There are some signs in
When
the
we
room.
interview people, as a newcomer, I spent 10 minutes just
One
explaining.
person at a time, please. Let the property manager speak.
Can't you wait till the end of the meeting and then ask all the question you want?
Please. The main reason that machines have got water in there, they're not used. The valves, the solenoid valves are leaking and fills up the machine when it never was used.
Right, that's
It's
not all of
clean,
them, that's a
it's
few.
clean water, not because they do overfill the machine. We need to replace the solenoid valves. This is always what is going to take care of the problem.
So you're absolutely right. That is the problem with a few of our machines.
That's exactly. If you overfill, the machine is going to kick in before nothing else is going to happen. They're not going to wash it. They're going to moisten. That's it.
That's it. Yep.
That's it. This is the main reason. The solenoid valves needs to be replaced.
So,
That's it.
like I mentioned earlier, we have a staff member now on staff which will be replacing and repairing all of our machines. So in order for us to have no downtime, I am planning on seeing what the cost of a couple of machines are so that we can always have replacement machines so we can take down our machine, take it to the shop, repair it or whatever is broken with it, keep that one for the next one that breaks down, we will put that one there and take
How
that one
much we
down.
waste money for fixed machine?
I'm sorry?
It's time to change machine, not fix machine. We waste money for
No,
that.
man,
Just
the
change
machines are
Just change
new.
engineer.
A solenoid costs maybe $20, $30. Do you want to spend
But
$300, $400 on a machine for a $20 item?
And you see our wash machine?
Yes, I see
For
it.
the water, not change
Excuse
water.
me, only
I'm
change
telling you
them
why.
for
The solenoid valves are leaking. This is the reason why.
Machine that wash properly.
So we are addressing that, and hopefully by the next meeting we'll have some more happy reception for it. Okay. With that said, again, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, I think it's
Next question.
The last topic, no? So it's about voting for the approval of rewiring the upper level garage, which is the second floor, and the new LED lights, which is a part of the 40-year certification.
Can we move this together instead of, this is little good and next year it's going to get bad and
we have to do it again. Why not to do together?
I have a question for you.
Why? This is the decision of the board now.
Why we are
We
not doing
discuss
the
it.
required in the first floor? Because it was in a good condition.
Yeah, what condition on floor was we not gonna do, that's still okay, more or less. That's what I'm suggesting, to do all at the same time, to be sure everything is
Because for me, it's critical to be the second floor at the full deck, because we cannot put the waterproofing, we cannot do nothing at the full deck, because all the electrical box, okay?
It is working.
All the electrical box is closed with the on the full deck. Everybody can stop there and the electric. Electric shop can be anybody.
Okay, so we have a motion that's unseconded.
What did we just second?
No, listen, can I talk?
Okay,
Can I
We
talk?
haven't finished, we're voting for the revival.
I wanna go. I have to go. I have to go.
Give
No,
me
no, I wanna
1
say
second.
something and I'm gonna go.
Give me 1 second. We have it
I'm
open.
gonna go. I'm 1 hour, you know, the people don't have.
Go ahead.
1 hour. Guys, you're the guys.
Okay, give me a chance, give me a chance.
You're not the guys. You're the same neighborhood that we are. So you have to respect the people who wants to talk, who wants to say your decision, who wants to talk about an elevator, who made the decision to fix them like that, Agnes elevator, you know, in all buildings. Okay? I like to say something else. We don't want in the family business in the office, you know, the guys, you know, to bring his wife, his neighbor, if I'm right or not.
What's the question, sir? What's the question?
My question is, who's responsible who did, you know, the elevators renovations? It's a temporary or it's forever?
What do you mean? What is that?
Where's the marble on the floor? Where's the mirror on the wall? Where's the mirror on the it's not the cheapest elevator.
Let's answer your question. Good question.
Okay, next question.
No, let's do one at a time.
Next question.
One at a time.
If we short with the money and we need to fix
No,
it.
one at a time. Okay. The process is the assessment amount allocated for upgrade or replacing the skin, internal skin of the elevator was $25,000. Okay, $25,000 was basically based on 3 or 4 proposals. Wait a second. You could make this building with the elevators like Porsche. You can make it as big, as nice.
Where is this?
Wait. Okay, if you are not lazy, go on website. There are pros. Oh, it's because you're ignorant. Because you're trying to blame ignorant. No, because information is there. So do not blame people that spend at least probably 72 hours together to speak with 5 vendors, to review proposals, to get it done, to verify it's done. Anyways, the quality is based on... So the decision was made by the board that the unit owners elected. That's the law of the land. If you don't like what the board decides,
we have the first meeting in the year. We don't ask anybody. Okay, several questions.
No.
We have a problem with the pool.
No.
With the money.
Sir,
why we put so many cameras?
You can stream at home. You can go to anywhere.
Was that per cab? Was that 26,000 per cab?
No, together. Are you satisfied? Now? Oh no, it's still not yet.
Is that necessary?
I'm just saying.
Is that necessary?
Necessary what?
People are professionals.
You are so professional.
He's not professional.
Okay, anyway. That's it.
So you just mentioned that elevators are 40 years old. They're old and they would need to be replaced.
Okay, calm down. Okay. What's your question?
You mentioned that elevators are 40 years old and they would need to be replaced. What was the reason to do this like small?
Because as Ricardo explained, that we're trying to extend the life of the equipment that we have on premise as long as possibly available. So we do not get another $1 million like a building 400 or listen to me. Please. It was decided again by the board that $25,000 was allocated and for the assessment. It includes many items. That was one of the items. And we had a budget, and that was based on the budget that it was made. Now, you may not like the choice that the board made, and that's your prerogative. It's absolutely, we have 409 apartments, about 1,000 people. If we ask what color better, this and that or that, we probably never agree. But the point is, the board was elected to make a decision based on the decision of the board at that time.
I can, Boris, I can, it is a good question. Let me answer. One of the things that we got from the elevators company that came here to do the whatever, how you say it in English? The removal, to make it the renovation, was that the elevator was too heavy for the condition it has. So we tried to make it lighter, because what we wanted is to extend. This is a fact. We are under the same maintenance for too many years, and everything has been increasing. Our maintenance is a problem. We are like crazy trying to maintain the building now, right? So we allocated the funds for the assessment based on the necessities that I found when I came in. And we thought about some decoration things because of you, in these meetings, a lot of people ask, okay, let's do, what is the point to do these things if we don't decorate? We want something. And then when we found the problem with the elevators, it was after we already had all of the funds for the assessment. So two or three different contractors or providers, let's say in elevators, they explained it that the elevators, these three elevators were too heavy, that we can increase the probabilities to make it damaged because of the weight, because of they are old. So, and other people were asking that they were ugly, and all of that. So, people didn't like the fact that we didn't put the glasses.
Mirror.
But yeah, but it was a necessity. Glasses, they are too heavy.
Right.
And I explained this before. I already my friends, I'm explaining, maybe you are not agree, but I'm explaining, I think it's reasonable. I'm not asking you to be agree with me. Everyone has the right to think differently. But my position, and I remember, I was not that involved. But when I got three different contractors saying the same thing, I say, okay, we have to make them lighter. And that was the premise. The premise was to make them lighter. Then people start working, we received like 4 or 5 different proposals. And we decided for the one that helped the elevator to live a little bit longer. Because what I don't want is that the elevators get out and then we have to have an assessment inside of another assessment. Because without elevators, we cannot live. As for example, this is our everyday life here, now as a board members, right? So this is what happens. We created an assessment for specific conditions. What happened was that after a few months, we found that the building has a lot of conditions, like worst conditions that we did not expect. What has been our position? We don't ask for any penny. Let's see how we can ask contractors to understand our problem and how we can handle our money to make all of these things that we didn't think that happened to work with the money that we assessed. And to make this to work and to happen is not an easy task. We have to talk to people, we have to think, we have to be good economics people, we have to be good in relations, we have to do a lot of things at the same time. What I want you to know, and I want you to believe me, we are thinking about you because I know how hard it is. I'm not here to throw the money. Okay. I know how hard it is.
So the second question is, so from maintenance perspective, it sounds like elevators are not going to leave for much longer, right?
This is something that this is what happens. I was with Victor when the Oracle, the last one was out for a while. I was sitting with him every 2 days when I'm coming back from job, and he was leaving late, waiting for me after I came back, just to figure out what we would do with the elevators. What we found is that after these 27 or 28 violations were solved, the ropes also was a problem. The, how you call the things that, the rollers,
travel
the
cable.
travel cable, everything. So it was one thing after another. So we are not making them completely new because the machinery is old, but we have been improving a lot of things.
Have the ropes been changed?
Yes.
And have the rollers
They've been changed.
Yeah,
only
from
in
one
the east
elevator.
And west
Only on
elevator.
one?
I think
East
so,
and
only
west
one
elevator.
roller, right?
It hasn't been done on all of them. Now,
Yeah, but we don't have the money for this.
But
So
let me just, while you're telling a lot about the elevators, I remember when we had the board meeting about, and I think it was you, he was talking about how Oracle came in and actually said that the biggest expense we're going to have, and it's going to happen more quickly than not, is that the cables are going to have to be changed and those rollers are going to have to be changed. And I mentioned then why don't we get bids prior to signing the contract with
What you
them?
mentioned was, what is the
making
life of the
sure, just
cable?
a second, making sure, no. I said, why don't we make sure that the amount that it would cost us was bid out before we gave them the contract? So that there was we had more control over the money.
and that is what we are doing. That is exactly what we are doing.
No, but we didn't do it before we signed, and then they come back and they go,
I know,
yeah,
but
here's
now what
what
we
it's
can
gonna
do.
cost.
What I can tell you what we did for signing. Yeah, you are the only one who think that way, man. I feel so sorry that. Because of you. Because of people like you.
If you didn't say thank you, sorry for the people.
So let me explain to you guys. What happens is people they have no eyes. They have no eyes to see.
I'm sorry. There's something, it's just sitting on my mind, I'm sorry that I have to say. Guys, I'm talking as a religious leader. This is our building here.
That's right.
These people, each of them, they're not getting paid money. They come after a day's work, and they do it. Why do they deserve this?
Well,
You
they
can ask
ran
them-
and they got arrested.
It's fine. You can ask questions.
But that's what we're doing.
What you saw now,
Well, they're
you
not
should,
all teams are on.
excuse me, I'm asking you one thing. I know you, we like each other, everything was there, we're friends. You saw what he did now?
It's wrong.
You should have said, excuse me, you should have said, that's wrong. You should have
I told him when he
said,
was
no.
here.
You
She
should have
heard
said,
me.
that's wrong.
She heard
These
me.
guys here, if you like it or if you don't like it, they're giving time from their time.
He's gone.
That's it,
He's gone.
finished.
But did you understand my question?
What I understand is that from you, to tell you the truth, is that you are trying to find out any excuse to create an issue rather to understand our effort to solve
I'm
problems.
talking about economics.
This is what I
and
understand,
contract
I'm
negotiation.
not talking about this
It's
anymore.
totally unfair for you to say that
Yeah,
to me.
okay.
I asked you
Yeah,
about
what
the
you said.
Oracle.
Okay, let me answer your question. So what happened was that we had to have a lot of communication with Oracle to solve the problem. They didn't want to because they will lose a lot of money under the contract. So finally, we made them to work. Victor did a good job writing letters saying that we will cancel the contract, that a lot of things, and I think it was after one letter that they changed their behavior and they came to fix that elevator. Remember that it was like 15 days or something?
Which elevator? The west?
The west.
It's still broken. Now it's broken.
Yes, but what we need to do, and that's what we are doing, and we are already working with trying to find out new companies. We are already on this thing. And now, my friends, when you have the first child, do you know how to grow that child? No. We learn through the process. Yes or no? I never had such a responsibility in the community in my life. Never ever. But I took it with the biggest responsibility. So I'm not saying that I'm
That's
perfect.
scary.
That's scary. That's scary. What is scary is like to have all of the knowledge that you think you have and do not have the desire to have. I think the difference is here. And I'm telling you, I'm really happy with everything that we are doing here. And I don't know, and I know because I'm receiving compliments every single day when I'm coming back from job. I know that people are realizing that a lot of you are seeing how we want the best for the building. So, and I'm taking this with, as all of us, with the biggest responsibility. So, to finish your question, so Oracle came and they fixed, I think the 27 things are already, 28 that are already solved. We are fine with Miami-Dade, whatever it is, all of these complaints. And if we have issues now, are minimal issues. The only thing is that the elevator itself, they are old. And I don't know for how long it can take, you know what I mean? So we are trying to save them as much as we can.
But it makes sense to save them, or maybe there's
There
a
you
point
go.
to actually get somebody to provide you a price for new elevators.
The cost
Sure.
of the elevators, the cost.
No, we did it. We did it. The thing is that I don't want to assess during this assessment. I don't want to ask for money for this year, and that has been my position since day one.
Did you
We
pay
would-
assessment?
If I may,
Did you? No, I paid.
So, you see.
But aren't you disallowed
So, and then this is the answer.
Mr. President.
I cannot.
This is the answer.
If I may real quickly just add to that, if I may please, at the 20, a new bid for a new elevator will cost us well over $1 million. Well over $1 million to replace our elevators, okay? At a cost of 26%. That means that a decimal fraction of that cost is what was used to provide longer life to those elevator cabs.
How much did it cost us so far total, since we hired Oracle on elevator, everything? Repair the administrative end of it, cable, the hardware?
There's no excess cost to Oracle other than
But how much
things
has it cost us
outside
so
of the
far?
contract. Things outside of contract. The hoisting cables were the most expensive part of it. I can't give you the exact figure right now, but it was well over under $50,000.
That was the fire
Under
department.
50,000?
30-something thousand.
46
Both
something,
cables.
How much
30-something $1,000.
per each?
No.
No, this was the whole fraction.
Total.
So again, for a decimal fraction of the cost of what was done to the elevators now, a new elevator in this building, all 5 elevators will cost us well over $1 million. All 4 components between the rollers, the engine doors, the motor doors, the hoisting cable, the traveling cable, and the interior cabs themselves.
How about equipment?
So all of these different, exactly,
You know,
all
the
in
building
the
cannot
towers
face
alone,
this
the brain
again.
system alone,
But they're
on
not
each
finished
one of
this
these cars will cost us well over $100,000, just the operational systems of these actual elevators.
Were those operational
So-
systems changed, or are they the same ones from the installation originally?
No, of course not. Today, if we were to get new ones, they would be a lot more responsive, a lot more technological. But like everything with technology, they have more flaws and more faults. So they wouldn't be better per se, but they would be a totally different system. And it's why you cannot change the panels on the elevator inside the elevator without changing the brains on the roof. You understand? We can't simply take the panel of our elevator and not say, well, we're going to change this panel of our elevator, but the retrofitting of our roof needs to actually match that, because if not, they're not going to communicate correctly.
We
Well,
tried
they
it,
work
but it was
together.
so expensive.
It's right. It's super expensive. Super expensive.
So are
And
we-
this is again considering the unit owners' pockets.
So we are done now?
This is the only method.
Yes, here's the question.
Correct.
One more question, please.
Well, this,
About laundry machine, washing machine, you remember?
Yeah.
what do you mean, one more question? We-
No,
we have
there's
questions.
another question. I said one more question.
Sorry,
please.
sorry.
About laundry machine.
Okay, Victor, could you please repeat the enhancement that was done with the cleaning of the laundry rooms, exhaust system? So, lady, I don't think she heard that, and that's also what you're trying to achieve in terms of the getting better performance for the machines and maybe alternatives.
Machine doesn't change water. Clean, wash, rinse the same with dirty water. We have to change machines, not fix.
On some of those machines, like the one that you were saying, Alex made a very good
In
point
our
earlier.
floor, always the machine does work.
On your floor.
This is one
Only
of
first.
the same problem, yeah.
By the way, is your complaint was registered with the system on TRS or no?
Yeah.
It's a
There's
new-
so many
It
people.
was already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they know
here's
your
the problem.
floor number and everything, right?
And, yeah. And then,
Again, on some of our machines, we never had someone here in the building in staff that can repair some of our machines. Now we do. On some of these machines, the drains need to be replaced. They're either clogged or saturated and they don't drain well. So we started as of last week turning on all the machines and testing each machine in every cycle. We're going to start doing this on a daily basis, where we take a few floors, we cycle the machines to make sure that they're operating correctly and move on, so that we try and do what's called preventive maintenance. At that end, we will resolve the issue and not have you come here and tell us what's wrong, because we would have attended to the issue that were wrong prehand.
That is done, yeah, we have to talk about this.
Another question.
We have other options here, this one doesn't
Making a
work.
swimming pool and with the sauna, it's cost a lot of money, right?
Right.
We save for
The
this.
sauna?
Yes.
No,
Sauna was not, we spoke about it, but.
Right, but
we did it.
plan is
once
to
it's
do our
fixed,
own,
yeah.
with our own, yeah.
We had other things to take care, so for now. it's
We did not assess
My
anything.
question is, maintenance, we don't do anything this year, maintenance, we save money, it's cost a lot.
Yeah, we can do maintenance in the summer.
Buy new machines.
Yeah.
Machines, and then, which one, the laundry machine?
A couple years.
He's already discussed that.
This is new one, this is basically, they are bought,
But
6 or 7 years ago, right?
Yes.
It's dirty.
It's about 5 years.
Very old, mother.
But this is
Now any other questions and motion
for maintenance. Not for, not for.
Yes, I'll second, yeah.
Oh, wait, we have some more questions. One more, just one, I wanted to ask you guys, look, we're all on the same team. We all want the best for the building. My only thing is this, can't afford any more assessments. If we have to find money, we have to sell our real estate and live within our own means. Use that money to pay for the maintenance of this building instead of passing the cost. That's all I'm asking.
Ella, I told you that you have been repeating this several times, I already hear it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
I need you to ratify.
Yes. Thank you.
Cosas que no duran.
I shouldn't call my therapist. Yes, but
Hey, your wife comes